I'm your girl, Shanique Thomas, your professional makeup artist and licensed esthetician, and welcome to my channel. All right, so today we're going to do a colorful look. I'm known for doing colorful, bold looks. What's trending right now is the brown eye, the clean girl aesthetic, and I like it. It's cool, but I love color. And so I'm going to do something off trend. You can watch dozens and hundreds of videos with the clean girl aesthetic, and I might do one or two, I don't know. But in the meantime, I love color, so I'm going to bring to you some colorful, bold looks. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how to do it on mature skin and hooded eyes. So you might want to stay tuned and see how this look is going to go down. I'm also going to give you a few pro tips as well in this video, so you want to stay locked in. But let's get some bookkeeping things out of the way. I need you to hit the like button. I need you to hit the subscribe button, and also click on the notification bell and change these settings to all, so you'll be notified every time that I release a video. So without any further ado, we're going to jump right into this look. All right, so this video is going to be a little lengthy. I'm going to have chapters in here so that you can just, fast forward or skip to the section that you are the most interested in. Now, a lot of times, we're going to start with skincare. A lot of times you might hear us say, I've already skin prepped. Well, I'm going to give you a small snapshot of what my skin prep looks like. Now, I've already washed my face. So what I typically like to do is add on my serums. I'm looking for my mirror. I don't know what I do with my mirror. Oh, we're just going to use this. All right. So I like to put on, I've been currently using this Hubba Brow from Benefit. And whatever your product of choice is, you can use that. I'm just trying this out to see whether or not it's going to make a difference on my brow hair growth. And I've been using it for a while. I've seen some, but maybe I just had an unrealistic expectation. But I'm trying it nevertheless. So this is what I do prior to applying my makeup. I'm also using Clinique All About the Eyes. I do love this applicator. I did see a little bit of a difference while I'm using it. I just make sure there's product there, and I hydrate. So pro tip, hydrate under those eyes, guys, because hydration will help plump the skin. It'll help those fine lines become less visible. So this is what I do. And once the product hits the applicator, there's a cooling sensation that you feel, like the applicator becomes almost like cold. So I do this. I put that under my eyes. And then I also use this ordinary eyewear glasses. I don't know what that says, but it's GF Solution. Another makeup artist that works for MAC, she put me onto this. And I put this around my laugh lines and around the bottom portion of my mouth because I'm getting older and I noticed that my skin is starting to sag because I'm getting older. So I've been using this. I had very deep laugh lines, and I will say that I have noticed that this has tightened my skin a little, because you want to be careful. Pro tip too, you want to be careful of fillers, because when the fillers start to disintegrate at some point, you're left with saggy skin, and it looks worse than what it was before you start. And then I also like to put on some sort of lip moisturizer. This is a lip balm from e.l.f. I bought it because it was blue. This was part of their denim collection. Hydrate my lips. And then lastly, for me, I'll put on Clinique's Moisture Surge. This one has SPF in it. But whatever your moisturizer of choice is, that's what you use. It does have a white overcast, but it does get absorbed into your skin. And the white cast disappears. Now, I usually allow time in between each of these steps, but for the sake of the video, I just want you guys to see what I do and what I use. And this is how I prepare my skin before I wear makeup. Now that the skin prep is done, I am going to do things a little bit differently than how I usually apply my makeup. I'm going to use beauty blenders for my complexion. Typically, I would do my eyes first, and I've done my eyes first for years. So now I'm just switching the order. Is there a concrete way or a concrete order of applying your makeup? No, there's just guidelines. You just do whatever you think that you want to do first. Sometimes I might do my eyes first based on the look that I'm doing, how complicated it is, how many colors that I'm using, and I don't want to run the risk of messing up my base or my foundation. So I might do my eyes first, or I might reverse the order. But today, I know I have an idea of what I want to do for my eyes, and I believe that it would be like safe for me to do the foundation. But I think maybe I'm going to do skin first. So here's a tip. I like to take my foundation and I like to put it on the back of my hand. I don't like to put my foundation from the product directly onto my face for a number of reasons. One, I can control the amount of product that I'm using. When you do this, you're using a lot of product, and you find yourself being a little bit wasteful. So that's one pump, 2, 3. Sometimes I use 2. Sometimes I use 1. Then I'll take my finger, and then I'll do exactly what you see me doing right now. All right? And all of this I did with just those 3 pumps, and I still have product left over. And then I also like to put on my concealer to neutralize the dark circles under my eyes. All right. So we're just going to use this Fenty. And I like to, it's a different color, it's a little darker, but it also has like a little bit of an orange undertone to it. That is going to neutralize the dark circles that are visible under my eyes. Then I like to take my beauty blender. I'll tap into the remaining product that I had on my skin, on my hand, and then I'll just start to tap the foundation into my skin. I'm using Lady Gaga House of Labs as my foundation. You can do one side at a time, but I find that this product, you get a lot of time to work with it before it dries. So that's why you saw me apply it the way that I did. I don't really use foundation where it dries quickly, and so it doesn't give you a significant amount of time to work with it before it becomes dry and unmovable. And you can build up your coverage. Now, I have excellent skin, meaning that the only discoloration I have are the dark circles. But as far as like, I don't have any other areas of hyperpigmentation. I don't have any blemishes. I do not have enlarged pores. I have what they call normal skin. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to blend out my concealer using the same part of the sponge. And I did the concealer last because I applied it on last. I wanted to give, with Fenty products, you want to give it an opportunity, at least a minute, to oxidize, because once it oxidizes, it changes colors. And you giving the product a chance to warm up to your skin so you can see exactly what it's going to do and how it's going to perform. All right. And so now I have a blank canvas. And I only use 3 pumps of product. Now I'm going to move into my concealer. This is my highlighting concealer. I'm going to use Too Faced Born This Way. This is Warm Sand. And I'm going to apply this concealer in my highlighted area, my T-zone area. Now I'm using an applicator like this because y'all, I have no more no more product left. I love this. Look at it. I'm scraping the sides. Do I have to do this? Absolutely not. It just makes me feel good knowing that I can do this and that I love the product a lot, that I want it all. But after today's use, I'm going to throw it out. And with Too Faced, you definitely need to let the product sit for at least a minute so that it can, you get the full payout and the full coverage of the product. All right. So that's another pro tip. You're going to let that concealer sit there just for a minute, less than a minute, because you want it to perform. You don't want to do it. You don't want to put it on and then immediately start blending it out. You want to give the product an opportunity to warm up to your skin, oxidize, and then you're able to control the movement. If the product is too wet, it's like water. It's slippery, and it can go into places that you don't want it. But if you let it dry a little, you can control where it goes, and then it also helps with the blending because it predetermines how much blending you need to do for the product. All right. So again, I'm going to use another side of my beauty blender. Don't come for the beauty blender, y'all. I couldn't find my new ones, but this one I did wash it. And then we're just gonna blend it out. And I like to start from the bottom and go to the top. We say T-zone because it makes the T. All right. So now we're gonna blend that out. All right. So I used my contour stick and I put it right here on the palm of my hand. And I'm gonna let that warm up. And once it's warmed up, the color that you see here is going to be the color payout that's going to be visible on my skin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a flat brush. And I love this dome shape because it's going to hug my cheek area. And I'm just going to tap that product right here. You can apply it on your skin directly. I just find that this is easier. It's not better. It's just different. And I also need to contour my nose area too. So I'm going to put this on the outside. And then I'm also going to put this around the perimeter of my forehead. And I'm going to take the brush that I use to contour my nose, which is the small brush. You see how it's angled? I'm going to take some of that product off my hand. And I'm going to bring it in this area here to contour my nose. I'm doing just a little light dusting here because I don't want the lines to be so harsh because I have to blend that. I want it to be nice and soft and seamless. And I can control how much product is coming out and being placed on my skin. If I apply it directly, then I'm going to be doing a lot of blending, depending on how much product I apply to my nose. So by doing it this way, you can control how much product is coming out. Now I'm going to go back to my beauty blender and I'm going to blend out my concealer. And now I'm going to switch and use this side here and blend my contour. Now it's time for the blush. I'm going to use Juvia's Place Pinch Me. This is a very pigmented pink. And I'm going to take my beauty blender on the other side. I'm using all sides of my beauty blender, y'all. And now I'm just going to bounce, lightly bounce, lightly bounce. Again, there's no specific order that you must do this in. Some people put the blush on first, then the bronzer contour, then lastly they'll put on their concealer. Or they might do the concealer, blush, then contour. Whatever order works for you, that's what you do. I do it in how the order that I put it on. It depends on what pops up in my brain first. And now this is blended in. You don't see where one begins and where the other one ends. And that's how we like it. Now it's time to set this. I'm going to use Juvia's Place Shortbread. And I like to place my setting powder inside the top. So I like to use the brush. This is a Real Technique brush. I tap it into the product. We want to make sure that you're all smooth underneath your eyes before you start setting it with powder. Now it's time for the brows. I like to use Benefit's pomade. And what I do is I take a dual-ended brush. I'll brush up my brow hairs. And I'll go into the pot. You can use whatever brow products that you like. I like the pomade. I have used, pencils and other products, but I like the pomade. And I'll start not all the way to the front. I'll start like a quarter of the way. And I like to create my base, my bottom line. And then I'll go up towards the top to make my peak where my arch is, and then drag that product downward, but out. I don't want to enclose the eye. And I'm laying the brush on the side here, keeping a straight edge, and drawing that brow right on. I'm just intensifying what I have. I'm still doing it where it has like a natural look, so it doesn't look fake. That's why you want to control how much product you have. And then I'll just measure my bottom line, creating that bottom line. Then I'll go up to the top, create my arch. And with a light hand, go forward. I like to look at my, here's another pro tip. I have several devices in which I look at to see how my makeup is reading. I have a hand mirror, the device that I'm recording on. There's a larger mirror here to my left, and then there's a even larger mirror behind the device that I am filming on. So I get to see what my makeup looks like up front and up close, off to the side, and off at a distance, because the people in the back need to see this masterpiece that you're creating. So it's very important that you see what your makeup looks like from different angles. This process works for my brows and my skin. Because remember, I told you in the very beginning, I have normal skin. I do not have oily skin. So I did not have to set my brows with powder. I don't have thick brows, so I didn't have to lay them down with a brow soap or some sort of brow gel. I didn't have to do that because of my hair type. So if you have thick brow hairs or unruly brow hairs, there's added steps that you would need to take in order to do your brows. And I'm using a very light hand when I'm in the front, because I personally do not like square or boxy brows. That does not look good on me, but it may look great for someone else. I'm not that someone else. Y'all heard my sinister voice. So now what I'm looking for symmetry, I'm looking at how far my brows are or how close they are in the front. I am looking at the width of the brows. I am looking at where my arch placement is. Is it equidistant? I'm looking at the extension of my tail. Those are the things that I'm looking at. And that prevents me from having to clean up on top of my brow. I'd rather clean up underneath my brow than to clean up on top of my brow, especially since I've done complexion first. If I didn't do complexion first and I messed up, then yeah. But I try to be very, very, very careful when I do that. Now we're going to move on to the eyes. For my eyeshadow base, I'm going to use shade 2 by Juvia's Place. This is an eye primer. And an eye primer, it just prepares your lid to receive color. It's going to intensify those colors. I'm going to use this MAC concealer brush. It's important that the brush be stiff and flat, so because it gives you more control for precision. And now I'm going to start midway. Here's a pro tip. When you have hooded eyes, you want to look straight on. You don't want your head tilted. You don't want your head, tilted in any direction. Why? Because it alters the shape that you're trying to achieve. So you want to have a resting face, void of emotion, void of expression, and you want to look straight on into the mirror. And then after you have achieved the shape that you want, then you can stretch and manipulate the product in any direction that you need it to go. Now it's time for the eyeshadow. I told you guys that I love color, so I'm going to do a very colorful look for you. I'm going to work out of this Plain and Makeup by Yolanda palette called Relentless. Please don't judge it, y'all. It's gotten a lot of love. And it's going to get some more love today. So because I have hooded eyes, here's another pro tip. When you have mature skin and or hooded eyes, small brushes are your friends. So I like to use the smudger brush. I can't tell you how many times I've found and lost this brush. This is another small, precise brush. And now this is like a lip brush in a sense, almost, but it's shaped like a lip brush, but the hairs are dense. What these brushes have in common is that the hairs are dense. And that means that it's going to grab a lot of product. That's what that means. So I got 3 here. I'm going to start with this smudger brush for the front, and then I'm going to transition because I'm going to be using some other colors to, and I'm going to use these brushes for those other colors. Start with a deep navy blue. Let's get this started. Some people like to do one eye. Because of my short-term memory, I gotta do them both at the same time. I have to alternate. So I know what order, I remember what order that I did it in. Here, because otherwise if I do this, you're not gonna be able to see. So now I'm going to cut this crease. I'm keeping my hand light, minimum pressure, because if I apply pressure, it's going to, you know, make like little waves and stuff, and that's what we do not want. Oops, I'm trying to make sure I stay in angle here. All right, and so now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now my eyes are asymmetrical, so I may have to come up just a little bit more on this side here than I had to do on the other side. This is where the manipulation part comes in. And that's why sometimes doing it alternating as opposed to doing just one eye first and then going to the other becomes a little bit more tedious. And it becomes easier when you alternate sometimes. It depends. So now we're going to move and use a larger brush, and we're going to put on the rest of our eyeshadow. And we're going to start with blue, using that same palette. A larger brush will cover more space a lot faster. So now, all right, so now I'm gonna spice things up just a teeny bit. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these stars. These are sticker stars, because I can't draw stars well freehand. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my tweezers, and I am going to place my star, let's say like right here, right? So that's another tip for you guys. If you can't draw it, get you some stickers. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Try to place them about around the same place here. All right. I'm loving this color look so far. Now we're gonna get creative here. We're gonna use a Hydraliner. I'm gonna use my Silver Beauty. She's out of business, y'all. She retired the business. But nevertheless, I'm still gonna use her. And I'm going to put like just one drop of water. I'm gonna take my liner brush, and I'm just gonna swirl around. We want a nice consistency. We don't want it too watery and we don't want it too thick and pasty. And you just test on the back of your hand to see the consistency. If it runs, bleeds, it's too watery. So you just continue just to stir and mix. All right. And when you're done that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint on the outside. All right. So now that I've done that, I am going to do my waterline. And I'm going to use a black gel pencil. Here's a pro tip. Using a gel pencil will help with will help in your waterlines, because you don't have to worry about the product skipping or getting stuck on your extra skin. And you don't have to worry about product fallout either. Black can be very unforgiving. And then I'm gonna go back and use my smudger brush. I'm gonna take some of that light blue, the blue, and I'm going to make sure I have no excess on this so I don't have to worry about fallout, since I've already done complexion. You can go back in and reinforce any color that might have been lost, but I'm gonna use one of the small brush here. I'm gonna grab some red and yellow. Half of the star will be red. Wipe it off, and then the bottom half of that star will be yellow. All right. Now it's time to add some mascara. All right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to paints. Now, I forgot to mention early on in the video that this look was inspired by a makeup artist named Colby. And I have to say to you guys, he is talented with the paintbrushes. This was not a design that I came up with or, you know, composed in my head. And I just want to give credit where credit is due and deserved. So I'm going to use this P. Louise base paint. It's not a colored eyeshadow base, but it is a paint. It has a thick consistency, and I'm gonna use this rounded brush because we're gonna dress up the inside. I hope I don't mess it up. I should just leave well enough alone. I should leave well enough alone, but hey, we out here, y'all. We gonna go ahead and make it do what it does. Now, this is not going to be exact. This is where you take a look and you make it your own. All right, we're gonna hydrate the face now. I'm loving it. So now let's go ahead and do the remaining of the face. Now it's time to blush and add on the finishing touches to this look. So I'm gonna use this fluffy brush. I'm gonna use Juvia's Place Volume 6. What is it, 5? 6. Volume 6. I'm gonna use that orange. And I'm just gonna tap that on top of the pink base that I had laid down. For my cream blush. Then I'm going to take my liquid liner and I'm going to put back my moles that get covered up when I apply my foundation. Now, because I have such a bold lip, a bold eye, I'm going to do a nude lip. I am going to take a nude shade lipstick. Lastly, as far as complexion is concerned, I'm going to use my MAC. This is NC47. It's a pressed powder. Very lightly press. Now, based on my face structure, it's not necessary for me to outline my cheek area with the lighter shade of pressed powder or setting powder. I don't have to carve that section out because I like the way my face is structured. I already have a naturally slim line kind of face, so it's not necessary for me to do that. You can do it if you want to, but it's not necessary for me. Right here in the center, right here on the tip of the nose. You can use your finger if you like. And you can put a little along the cheek area, the high points of your face where the light hits and reflects, because this is where the eye is going to look for those who are absorbing and admiring your masterpiece. You can, I sometimes do it over my Cupid's bow. I like it, Shankai. Depends on the look that I'm going for. Gotta find me some lashes, y'all. So now it's time for lashes. I'm gonna use these MAC eyelashes. They were close by, so I'm just gonna use those. I'm gonna put a little glue close to my lash line, and I also like to put a little glue on the lashes itself. It's just a double protection for me, I find it to be. Make sure you bend your lashes when they're brand new and you're using them for the first time. And also, before you add glue and stuff on there, make sure you measure the lash against your eye, because you may have to trim them a little. And if you do have to trim them, you trim them from the end, the outer corner, not the inner corner. If you trim it from the inner corner, you are going to change the shape of the lash and you won't really be able to really use the lash. It won't perform well. And I use the Duo lash glue. It goes on white, but it dries clear. I sometimes use a lash tool, sometimes not. Sometimes I use my hand. That's nice. I probably could have chosen a much more fuller lash, but this one's good because it's dramatic. All right, I'm gonna spray my face again. Gonna let that dry. All right, I'm gonna remove my headband and come back. And here is the final look. This look turned out amazing. I love it. Big thanks to Colby for the inspiration. I love color. And this is something that you all can achieve. Whether you have mature skin, hooded eyelids, it does not matter. I hope that you learned some things by watching this tutorial. And yes, it was a little lengthy, but the outcome is absolutely amazing. So you're gonna ask, who got the time to do this? And where am I wearing this to? If you want to do something, it doesn't matter how long it takes. If it's something that you really want to do, you will do it. That's number one. And number two, where are you going to wear it to? The gas station, the grocery store, in the mall, for yourself. Duh. You don't have to be going somewhere to do an eye makeup look like this. Okay? I wear this eye makeup anywhere. It doesn't matter where I'm going. If this is the eye look that I choose to wear, this is what I'm doing. Just make sure that my hair is tight, my face is snatched. Okay, my face is snatched. And that's all that matters. If no one likes it, I like it. I love it. I do my makeup for me. I don't do it for other people. All right, I digress. But at any rate, you can wear this eye makeup any way you choose to. There's a time and a place for everything. You may not have a career where you can wear this. Like, if let's say you work at a meat factory or something like that, or you're out on the farm, picking crops or whatever it is that you're doing, you may not want to wear this eye look, and that's totally fine. But makeup is an art. It is for the creatives, and you can do whatever you want with your canvas. So I like it. Maybe I'll go to the bank or something. I don't know. Go to the coffee shop. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I hope that you learned something, and stay tuned. Make sure that you like the video. Drop a comment. Nice comments, please. Don't be that person that will leave a negative comment, okay? If this is not for you, I wish you Godspeed. Go to the next channel. But if you found something interesting, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Make sure that your setting is to all so you'll be notified every time that I drop the video. Again, like the clean girl aesthetic look is what's in now. People using minimalistic makeup, that's fine. But if I'm gonna wear makeup, I'm gonna wear makeup. Okay? And I choose to wear makeup. I don't have to wear makeup. That is the difference. And I choose to wear it. And for those of us who choose to wear it, I just want to share with you some tips that have helped me along my makeup journey. And remember, everybody has a starting place. And your starting point will definitely not be your midpoint nor your end point. So as much information that you can learn throughout your makeup journey or throughout your career, because you never stop learning. The day you stop learning is the day that you die. That was someone taught me that many years ago. So I'm just want to transfer that to you guys. So thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Join the Facebook group. And for those of you who want some critiques or want to get some more tips, more like in real time, you can definitely go to the Facebook group and join Beauty Debut. And we can have a community there where we can exchange information, encourage each other, and give out tips where it is requested. So until next time, guys, final looks will be posted on Instagram. Bye, guys.